So track fans.
How you doing, Marco? I know you wanted that.
Yeah, I know
that was tame.
So why you start with the track fans? Just like not the track fans channel, but with this shouting on the beginning.
With the
of the
moniker.
Yeah.
Well, the channel started for Albert, my nephew, who was 6 at the time, 4 years ago. And I remember when I was a child, you used to have a cartoon character called Roland Rat. So all the people in England go, oh yeah, Rat fans.
Oh,
so that's what
okay.
he used to do. So I didn't know, I just wrote literally on a bit of wood once in the garage, Track Fans TV, and put it on the shelf while I'm sorting out these 1 minute like tracks, like simple tracks a 6-year-old can do. And it just stuck from there. And that's what I thought, you know what, it's different. It's not Pete Brown slots or something, it's just different. And it allows me to concentrate on tracks and slot cars. I'm not pigeonholed into just one thing.
Okay.
So that's where it come about. And it just kept it because when people say, what, track, what? I say, do you remember Roland Rat? Rat fans, track fans. And instantly it's a memory hook. So it's all about, it was fun at the start, but actually as the channel progresses and you think, you know, how do you make it memorable or different? Then you have that kind of track fans. That's cool. As you heard when I did
everybody knows, yeah.
And it just stood up and all you heard was track fans. So you guys watch.
You guys watch. Everybody's watching you, man.
Thank you.
It's pretty popular. Pete, thank you very much for coming here. We met a couple of years. We met 2 years ago, or
first time, briefly.
On the first UK. With Travis. Yeah, he was there that year, and then we've met again this year. We have the opportunity to race together. Remember that?
Was good. Yeah,
I remember that traumatic experience for you guys.
Yeah, I see that you strategically popped your trophy on the counter for us to witness when we come in.
Gently touched.
Yeah, and plugged it in so it's illuminated. I love this banter.
Yeah, we just to explain for who watching. When I was in England for the UK festival, the guys from Magnetic Racing, they run the track at the Williams Formula 1.
Correct.
And they give us a tour to the museum, which is something very, very, it's not for everyone. So thank you guys. Thank you, Ian, Doug, and Tim. And then for our surprise, when we ended the tour, they have this track set up for a race, and then we race together.
It's fabulous, that track, isn't it?
It's pretty cool.
With the Nuremberg corner, and just the attention to detail is
two lanes electric track, right?
Yeah.
And you have the record board, and you see George Russell there, Alex Albon there. And then they organize a race for us, and
that was carnage, wasn't it?
As soon as I walk in, I say, I'm not gonna lose this. No chance in hell they're gonna lose it. And I bring the trophy, and now I'm using the trophy to make jokes forever.
But you never say how close it was.
It was close, right?
It was like 2/10 between you and I.
There we go. Well, the trophy's here, right? The trophy's in California, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So wait for my Christmas card holding the trophy.
That's it. I have to think.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that race was pretty fun. It's a beautiful track, and we visit the facility, and you guys did a great job. And who was there? Was Raul, Massimo, Massimo, you,
and Nico.
And Nico was there. Slotcars dude from Germany. And you guys have Airbnb, and you get the van,
the slot house.
The slot house. I tried to do that here. The hotel didn't help very much because when you guys got the connecting room, my idea was to get there in the morning, install a track, put the trophy on, put all your cars there. But first, and then we're going to put some nasty notes. Please practice. You suck all around the room. Yeah. But the guy from the hotel didn't help. We didn't have the time. And you came one day earlier than everybody else. So then they have your car. You had to practice. So the surprise was gone.
Yes.
But you prepare more stuff.
I should have got the car here, shouldn't I, really, for this?
Yeah, where is it?
It's on the track. Away? By the track.
Carlos, can you pick it up? It's the number 7.
In my rucksack. My rucksack's open. It'll just be sitting on the top of the rucksack.
And so my whole idea to bring you guys here is because I really want to share what we're doing. I know that
thank you, by the way, for the invite. for your hospitality.
No,
It's
welcome.
world class. You know, I
Welcome,
really
yeah.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I wish I have more people to give you a better service, but sometimes we pick you up in a Honda, sometimes we pick you up in a van, and
In
we
the
don't
van.
know. Yeah,
The van's iconic.
the
you
van
know.
is cool, right?
Yeah.
Did you see last year when Travis was here that we made a video of him leaving with the van, saying that he was coming back to Australia with it?
Yeah.
And then I made a lot of Photoshop pictures of the van in Australia, in a shipping container coming back, and a kangaroos in the background.
Yeah.
He stole the van, but then we returned it. That's
Yeah.
the story that we're sticking with.
Brilliant.
So Carlos is bringing your car.
That's it. My steed.
Yeah. So I made custom paint
Thank you.
jobs for all you guys, and you asked for a yellow car. Let me show you the car here.
Yeah, sure.
You asked for a yellow car, and I was there, and I was using my old spray cans. The car looks good. I was using my old spray cans, and I couldn't get the yellow to work. And I came to the store, and there was no yellow left here on the Tamiya stand. Oh, there's a big 7 here that you can see. So this is the car, pretty cool. I put some sticker on the side, track fans. And here's his Pete as his initials for the race. And there you go, this is the car.
Incidentally, Pet is my name in Serbian.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Paint job.
Paint job. No, that's clear coat. So I did those paint jobs, and I was trying to do the yellow, and the yellow didn't work. The yellow was all like this. And I said, oh my God, so I don't have a yellow.
You got a lot of comments. People asking,
So what I did,
how
I
did
just
you do that? I went, well, you know,
the spray can wasn't working. So I did that back with silver,
flick the brush on it.
and I just tried the yellow as it is, and it kind of turned out good. It's unique. And now you're gonna have a little souvenir from the race.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it when we do Group C at Rockingham and
Okay.
see how it is there.
Okay. So you say that Pete is your name is Serbian?
Yeah.
Are you?
My
your
wife
family
is
from-
Serbian.
Oh, okay. So she
So-
called.
Yeah. Well, no, I went to, I think I was on the first trip to Serbian.
Okay.
They didn't understand what Pete was.
Oh.
They got Peter and then they went, oh, Pet, which is the
Oh.
like Pedro in Spanish or
Yeah,
Pierre
yeah,
in
yeah.
French is
Yeah,
Pet over
yeah.
there, because then as you grow
Peter
older,
Pan, or was the saying in Spanish Pedro
Yeah.
Pano?
it's
No.
Pedro.
That's Pedro
Yeah.
Pano. I know it. Oh, it's not.
And you might have heard the name Petrovic,
Yeah.
because when you become important or influential or well established,
You add the Vich.
Yeah, it means
really?
the great.
So from now it's just Markovic for you, all right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay, Markovic.
Markovic.
You can
Right, where's
change-
my phone? I'll change the name.
Please change the graphics, Markovic, and then when people
Electric
understand what's going on, they're gonna know. All right.
Petrovic and Markovic in the
Markovic.
stream. So yeah, that's where it come from. My beautiful wife of 24 years.
24 years.
Well, 20 years this year is our anniversary.
How old are you?
I'm 47.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so
so-
you're young. You
Yeah,
got married young.
If I'm a young gun, that says something.
I'm
doesn't it?
I'm going the same route. I'm 43 and I'm 20
Okay.
years 20 years with her. So when I get 47, it's gonna be the same thing.
Fantastic, yeah. So his
Yeah.
system works, right?
Kind of. Yeah. I don't know if she likes
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but
Don't
yeah,
ask
she's
them.
there.
Yeah, it's working for
I
us.
have the keys of the house, so that's the fun. She's locked. Yeah.
She's lovely, your partner.
Yeah.
I was speaking to her.
How many kids?
I got twin boys.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
How
I
old are
really
they?
related to Arlo and his parents because they've got
They have
twins
twins
as
too,
well. So
yeah.
I've got two boys. And, you know, I was fist pumping earlier in the year in June when they turned 18.
Come on, Pete. You have an 18-year-old
Twins. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They keep you young.
what are they doing? They're looking for.
No,
they're
one of them
studying?
joined the army earlier this
Okay,
year.
like you.
So,
We
yeah,
can talk
I was
about
in
that
the
later.
army for 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, when I was a younger guy.
Okay, and the other one?
He's still looking for work, trying to figure out what he wants to do.
18 is too young. Yeah.
He does want to go down that path in time, but at the moment he wants to live life, which is right because he's actually took on board. He's listened to what I've said over the years, which was when I joined the army. I joined at 16, and I did the 5
Can you
years.
join at 16?
You could back then.
Okay. Yeah.
You could in
Okay.
1993.
Okay. Good.
And I did 5 years, and then I got out because I was doing a lot of DJing at the time. It was the mid-90s,
Okay.
sort of 90s, so I was
Okay.
banging out
I'm
trance
trying
clubs.
to mix in my head all this information, but yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's okay. So we were based I learned to DJ in Northern Ireland on tour in Belfast, where we were for 2 years.
Okay.
And then when we went to Germany,
there was a war in Belfast that time.
yes, it was unsettled.
Okay.
And we were there 95 to 97, and if you actually look back at that period, they were two of the most volatile years of the last decade, especially on the Orange marches. And so it was very busy, very difficult time. I started in a regular work, and then I moved into some more specialist work, just to say. And it was exciting at the time, but looking back on it,
traumatic.
Yeah, I had a different outlook on danger, obviously, back then, because I can't get in trouble for saying this, but you used to have Belfast city centre used to turn into what we called a red zone after 7 p.m. at night, which is restricted.
That's the same thing that we call the storm when it's full of people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, red zone, yeah. Danger. You weren't allowed to go down there because of the inherent danger to soldiers. However, being into DJing and club music, the two clubs right in the middle of town were the only places we could get some decent trance music, or house music. So we'd go down there.
I need to stop you there. I have a question.
Go
so you're in a war zone trying to DJ at the same time.
Yeah, successfully.
Yeah, guys, during the day shooting, during the night is dancing. That's my motto right here. Cool. So you go to the war zone, the red zone, to try to find the clubs.
Yeah. And the irony is, right, we would go down there, and there were 5 of us, like we were party animals, and we would keep ourselves to ourselves in the club. It was around a time where certain things were taking off that we've had a misspent youth. Let's keep it like that for the podcast. And I get chatting to, what I'm like. I'm generally a walking mouthpiece. I chat to anyone. And if we're chatting to people, and I become really good friends with this guy called Richard. I'll always remember him. And he said to me, he goes, do you want to come back to our after party when the club finishes? I was like, Rich, no. He goes, look, there's nothing to worry about. I said, Rich, it's not really what we want to do. He goes, Pete, everyone in this club knows who you are and what you do. He goes, I'm a Catholic. He goes, I can't remember the other guy's name. He goes, my pal there. He goes, he's a Protestant. He goes, do we look like we're killing each other? No. He goes, that's for a small minority who can't let it go. I was like, all right, let's do it. We went back to this party. I won't say the area, but we would not have ever gone there with a rifle on operation, let alone to party. I went to this place. It was 3-story house. The DJs from this club, Thompson's Garage, and the Network Club had all gone there to DJ. There must have been 200 people spilling out of this house. It was the best 3 hours I'd ever had. It was incredible. So, I made the best out of what some people look as, a really dodgy situation. But life's for living. It's better to burn out than to fade away. You got one shot. My wife, bless her, had breast cancer 6-7 years ago, and a good friend of the channel, Lee Slotcars, a little plug for him, he had blood cancer. And Lee said to me in a comment on the first live stream I did from here, make sure you enjoy yourself, Pete. And I wrote back, I said, what you and Maria have been through, I'll enjoy every second. So back then I had the same philosophy, but I just didn't know how to articulate that. So we had a good 2 years. Fantastic, Look back now, it's probably stupid.
Yeah, but you're here.
Yeah, exactly.
With a lot of stories to tell.
And, it just enhances your experiences. So I'd learned to DJ in Ireland because there's only 2 things to do in your downtime, which is fitness or drink. And I don't really drink. And I was a fitness instructor, badged fitness instructor in the army.
I'm sorry. That's my computer.
Do you need to take it?
No.
Cut.
Hold on. Actually, I need to take.
Go on. Yeah, no, it's fine, yeah.
It's the food. Sorry, Pete.
That's all right.
We ordering food from the Michael Nima's workshop.
Ah, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah. So, it was a very dangerous time. It was around the time where there was big Orange March riots. It was 2 years before the Good Friday Agreement, so a lot of people didn't want it, so they were causing all sorts of trouble. But anyway, so on my downtime, I'd learned to DJ because I'd had enough of doing fitness, because I'd do it for, through the day and stuff for people. I didn't drink. And mate had a set of 1210s. I was like, oh, I love it. Show me more.
What?
No, just
Okay.
fictionally pointing
Okay.
to a set I could visualize in my head while I'm thinking back
I
then.
thought my phone was ringing again.
No. So I learned to DJ in Ireland, and then we played at the Network Club. That was like a competition, like an open competition. And I think I got about 10th or 12th out of 12. Wasn't that great? But when we went to Germany, I've obviously become good by now. And we were getting bookings across Germany, into Amsterdam, into France, back in England. So I'd be finishing on a Friday, driving wherever in Europe, playing, partying for 2-3 days, coming back on Sunday night. And I got to a stage after the year, I was like, this is unsustainable. Even as fit as I am, I can't do this. What I need to do is step away from big, heavy guns in this environment and go and do this, get this out of my system, because you could leave at 21. And I said, I'll do 3 years and I'll come back at 25, and then I'll finish the career there. I'll go to do the types of work that they were begging me to do before I left, special forces and things. So problem is, I didn't stop having a party since 21. And then I met my wife. I played in Ibiza, worked there, lived there, come back, set up clubs, met my wife. The rest is history. So yeah, that's sort of what happened, why I learned to DJ and how that come about.
The war DJ.
Yeah, and then the kids come along. And, I'm quite fair. I'd like to say I was a reasonable guy, team player. Because we had twins, they were 2 months premature, 8 weeks premature, and that causes a massive chemical imbalance within a lady. So she suffered postnatal depression, and the doctor unfortunately put on the wrong medication from the outset. So she suffered for 8 months. So I rolled her back there and she got sorted out. But during that period of time, it would have been irresponsible, and I wouldn't have done it anyway, to go off on a Friday to DJ around the country or Europe and then come back on Sunday. And yeah, it's just, she was literally on the edge, and considering what I've just told you about going to Ireland, on the edge for me is slightly more than on the edge for the next guy. Mm-hmm. It was really hard to see, and I can feel myself getting quite upset about it. But anyway, we sorted it out, and because of that, I'd lost the traction on the DJ circuit. And through that period, I'd actually just popped a set of headphones on and was making music and getting my friends to play the music out to see how it goes, to see if I can land a record deal and stuff. But gradually over time, that dissipated as well.
Sure.
Which is why now, roll forward 18 years, or actually take 4 off this, so 14 years, the ability to make videos for Albert, where it started just in WhatsApp, then it went on to YouTube, and after about 40 tracks, I thought, let me see if I can add some explosions to this, make it exciting, keep him interested in the slot car hobby, because it's hard enough keeping the 6, 7, 8-year-old interested in something for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it started, and I thought, oh my God, I love this. This is like producing music again, but for the hobby. And that's sort of where it all flourished from. Oh. So for me, it is about, I enjoy racing, I enjoy presenting, but I just love making VT.
Videos, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so
pretty cool.
That's sort of a short version of how it all come around.
But what happened to your profession between after you leave the army and have the twins until now?
Oh, okay. So
what have you done to make the bread?
Yeah, so in your early mid-20s, you just go job to job. You've got no responsibility. It's all about paying for the weekend.
Okay.
You live for the weekend. It's social. You're in your element. And then at late 20s, like ourselves, your friends' network starts to drop off, where people have babies, people get ill, people emigrate, you got 50 guys in the pub on a Thursday night, and now you're down to struggling to get 5 people to come round for coffee, let alone go out. So I'd actually got a job at the later stage of sort of moving to where we are now, doing telesales.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
As a presenter?
Loved it. No, just for a CCTV company,
CCTV.
selling to distributors and that, calling them up, having chats. And I remember we said we conceived via IVF, second round. And I said to my boss, I got buns in the oven, 2 of them. I need more money. And he was shrewd. Jason Hill, his name was. He was shrewd. And he went, you want more money, you've got to go in the field and be a field sales guy and go on the road. And it's different from in the States.
And
in the States, you're traveling for days.
Security cameras.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in England, you're 2 hours, an hour away from meetings and stuff within a territory you cover. So it's drivable. And I loved it. And I said, well, I don't know about it. I want to just, do what I'm doing. I'm comfortable. I'm making money. I don't want to rock the boat. Because if you want more money, I'll pay you more money, but you have to go on the road. So I did it for a year. And I was good. I was outselling the better guys.
Sales.
Not doing the turnover,
Okay.
but they would have 3 clients that 20% of their clients would give them 80% of their business. I'd have 3 times more clients giving me business. Not as much, but the point is if they lost one of their clients,
What do I mean by clients? Once you sell the system, that's it, right?
No, these
You
guys
do
are
commercial
installers,
stuff?
so they'll tender for projects. They'll do this building, that school, they'll do prison, whatever.
I think your phone is ringing, Carlos.
My phone is in my pocket.
So what is ringing
okay.
here? Is that yours?
No, it's not
the
mine.
phone is here. That's why. That's why. That's the store phone here. The store is closed today.
Who's calling in sick? It's shut.
Yeah, everybody's calling sick after yesterday. So we're gonna pick up this phone live. No, it's off. It's off. This thing is good.
Yeah, so I did that, and I was outperforming everyone, and I said, right, I want a quantum leap in finance now because, I'm doing well. And he goes, I can't afford to do it. And I said, I've got to leave them, my friend. So he said, look, if you ever want to come back, the door's open. I appreciate what you've got to do. And then I went into field sales forever for 20 years to go for it.
No, so you started to sell security cameras.
Yeah.
And we enjoy it.
Yeah, I did really well at it.
That was late 90s?
No, this is sort of 2001.
Okay, so still big cameras, those big ones that put on the corner.
Yeah, like you've got 24 of in here.
Yeah, but
and a digital
at
recorder.
that point it was just like a huge
No,
one,
they
right?
were about the size of this, maybe a bit smaller. And you'd sell four of them or 8 of them or 10 of them. And it was at that time I used to get good business because I was honest with my clients. So here's an example. So at the time I joined them, they was using cameras and recording on VHS. And VHS's maximum resolution was 380 or 480 TVL, like resolution. Mm-hmm. So then they started to release high resolution cameras that would do, 900 TV, whatever it was. And people were like, I want high res and I want a video player. And I'd say to them, why do that? I was the worst sales guy ever when it comes to commission.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? I'd say, you're recording high res and you're going to lose it on the video. So just get some low res cameras to do it, and they'll save them like a few £100, and they'll be like, oh, thanks so much. We're coming back to you. And that's how they grew the business. Yeah. And I kept that all through my career.
We try to do something similar to here. Like when somebody comes to buy like a $600 controller, that the guy has no skills on driving. I'm be honest. Look, it's an overkill for you. Just learn how to drive. Maybe later. And I do this several times. The guy comes with the money to buy a very expensive stuff. Says, look. That's 2 steps back. Maybe you should do this way and that way. And Ricardo Sal several times just try not to push them to, or guys who on the second day comes to buy a power supply and tire thrower and it needs to be the best one. And just, whoa.
I'll braid you straight away. I've got a Scalextric or a Carrera for home, and you don't need it for that. Yeah. But that sort of that's how I got into my career. I did some other sales jobs along the way, and then I got into my actual business, which was importing and distributing ceramic tiles for commercial projects.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I remember I was looking for the new job, and I said to the recruitment consultant, look, I don't want construction, I don't want engineering because I know nothing about it, all right? I want something more tech because I've come from a tech background with the cameras. And he said, I've got this role here. The company's folded now. But he said, go and speak to this guy at Architectural Ceramics. And I said, what do they do? He goes, they're in construction technically, but you got cloth ears. I said to you, I don't want construction. So he says, no. Just go and have a chat with him. Just use it as interview experience, just to get the cobwebs off. Anyway, I went and met this guy, David Overton, and we spent 2.5 hours in the interview. And we were literally, he was just so good. And I said to him at the end, so, I've got to ask. I just think it's gone. Get that question on them before they get that on you. And he goes, unless the next guy is remarkably like you, it will be difficult. So the next day, I remember it well, because this was my first experience in commercial tenacity. I said, I would have been prepared to move for 24K. I said to him, he goes, what will you move for? I said, 26. Anyway, I got a call from the recruiter next day. He said, what you doing there? I said, we had a famous chat. And he goes, don't know what you've done. He said he wants blood, but he's going to pay you 28.
There you go.
He increased what I wanted in his eyes by 2K. So I'd literally got, because I was on 18 at the CCTV, I got a 10 grand pay rise in a day. And it was so detached from what you think about building, which is why I enjoyed talking to Scott briefly at the LA SCM, the Los Angeles Slotcar Museum, in case someone's watching doesn't know what it is. Because he's in construction, and I saw his studio. I was like, what is that's your building, isn't it? The model. Because I recognised the front part where you got your museum. And he's like, you know when no one's ever done that? You can see someone's eyes go, yeah. I said, don't worry, I've worked with architects for the best part of 20 years now. And so I did. And what we do is we go and talk to a designer or an architect when they're thinking about the building. And it's called specification. So they'll write down a list of products that make that building, including the finishes, the bricks, the glass, everything. They give it to the builders to go and quote, tender, as we call it. And then whoever wins it builds it. So it takes a good 2-3 years to get any money out of it, because you've got to wait for the whole thing to go up, and then you get your order. So, but the thing I liked about it is, you know me, I'm generally hyperactive and got, ants in my pants.
That's why I was trying to interview on the first day when you got out of the plane, so I can have a low bed repeat.
Excuse me.
You didn't get it.
That's it, yeah. So
now I'm low battery, but okay,
that's all right. Every project is different person, different building, different tile, different requirements, different everything. So you can't just be on autopilot. You have to think of everything. It's exciting. So I worked for him and a couple of other companies over 5 years. Can you imagine having this guy in your renovation? Let's do the tiles! Yeah, literally like that. So then I thought, hang on a second, I'm selling like £1 million for these guys a year.
Let's build my company.
What if I could do this? I've got guys here who, I'm going to their houses when their kids are born to do baby showers, and we've been invited to barbecues. I think
all this change was in the very first years of the kids.
I got the job with Architectural Ceramics 3 months, supposedly 6 months before they were due to be born. So I could get an autopilot of the job and do it when they came, because I knew it would be disruptive in a nice way.
Yeah.
However, because they were premature, I was literally in the fire, because I'm trying to get my head around this and support Maria and the children. That's how I got into it. It was the job change for more money for them. And then, roll forward 5 years. I thought to myself, how much money do I actually need a month? All I have to cover is my mortgage or rent, my bills and food, and some money for a holiday annually. I can do that. Of the people that I now call my friends from the industry. So I thought, who dares wins? I'll borrow 10 grand from the bank and I'll go for it. So I did. And I had the company for 12 years. It was called Bedrock Tiles, and I liquidated it 18 months ago due to the war in Ukraine. 80% of the gas for production in Italy, Spain and Portugal comes from Russia. A little known fact, and I didn't even know it, but 80% of the raw material clay for tiles comes from Ukraine. And 100% of the global supply of zirconium, the pigment they use to make tiles brilliant white, comes from Ukraine. So over the course of the end of February, when the invasion happened, to the end of August, the prices went up by 6 times. So of course all the contractors and construction have repriced, retendered they didn't use the money. And I had an Accor hotel in Paddington, London, that I phoned up to say, you need to place your order now to get your tiles in November, because they were doing a renovation through winter, or you're not going to get them. And he turned around and said, it's been put on hold. The capital expenditure's gone because of the war. It's £125,000 worth of project in one. So I thought, right, okay, defensive strategy, just shake a leg and get around those other bigger projects. And 6 or several of the biggest have gone on hold as well because of the same thing. So I'm looking down the barrels of winter, which is in tile world the most quiet time you're going to get because grout and adhesive have temperature levels of being able to cure and all sorts of stuff. So I had about 100 grand in the bank and we owed about 120, 130 grand. And I just, you know what? I started the business when the kids were 5, when they were going into school and we needed that flexibility. And they just turned 16, 17 at the time. And I said, you know, I've had that flexibility. Let's pay the people we owe off because they're my friends now, the suppliers. Yeah. I know their families. I don't want to burn them. We'll make the tax man work for his money, which I'm still paying off. So I owed 40 grand on the fallout. That was in November 22. I owe 6. I've got 6 left, and then I can start properly buying slot cars and I can do more travelling. I don't have a car at the moment because I can commute to work on public transport, so it's pointless having extra outlay when I'm trying to get rid of debt. So I'll get able to get a car when I'm clear. And then I can get up to Wolverhampton, I can get up to North Staff, so I can get over to South Manchester or Molesey, Slot Car Clubs, little plug for them, or get to Rockingham on my own, which is my club, as you might know. So I'm really excited for it. I've got now the ability.
You can see the light coming back.
Well, I wasn't allowed to sell tiles, being in liquidation, and that's how I've made my dollar for 20 years. So I phoned them up in October last year, which was when I was due to pay off the bill, and said, look, I ain't got your dough. What are you going to do about it? Because if you are going to take my house, I'm going to go borrow some. But if you're not, then let's work it out. Because I've always been integrous with them, and I made the responsible choice to close rather than being closed by someone I didn't pay, and I've worked with them all the way through it, they're like, Pete, you can pretty much do what you want right now. Just tell us what you can afford. You pay that because you're going to do that. And I said, if I would have paid you...
That's why you keep the good relationship going.
Yeah, I said I would have cleared it if I could sell tiles. She goes, from now on, this point on, you can sell tiles, but just not under anything to do with your old brand. So I've probably paid off 5 grand since February. And I've got a few projects in the pipeline. So by probably September, October, that'll be gone. Hopefully, touch wood. Say the end of the year.
Are you planning to open? Are you planning to open a new company doing the same thing?
Well, I have. It's more of a consultancy. So when you go through this experience, you then have the second lap, as many entrepreneurs will say, and you pull out the bits you really enjoyed and you discard the bits you didn't enjoy. Yeah. So now what I do, I've always enjoyed going out, meeting people, learning the products, getting the design, being a part of that, creating that atmosphere, the magic of the building. What I didn't like was dealing with currency providers, having to, sharks in the city to pay in euros to the factories. Yeah. Didn't enjoy transport companies.
The Brexit also is another thing that
didn't enjoy accounting. I used to pay people to do the jobs I didn't like because they loved those jobs and they would do so much better. No. So now what I do is I've talked to 3 distributors who were my friends ultimately, who did what I did at similar times, and said, look, I don't want any of the distribution hassle, but if you fancy some orders, I'm going out and getting some orders, some specs as I call them, and when I get it, like from the order from the builders, the construction companies, I'll give it to you and you take 50% of the profit and I'll have the other 50%, and we'll do it. You're and back, they're man. Like 50%.
You're back.
I was like, yes, because I don't want it. I don't want you to phone me up and say, which haulage company do we use? I want to know it's going to be there when you say it's going to be there. That's it. And, I've delivered a few orders and it's working a treat. So now I have the bit I like, got rid of the headache. Yeah. My whole demeanour has lifted because I'm not carrying a ball and chain of worrying about the house, worrying about these liquidators, worrying about that. It's good. So I've got the ability to get rid of that debt quick. And I actually have a day job because I had to get a day job because I couldn't sell tiles. And it was with an events company.
Advanced company?
An events company.
Events company.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we do high-end, 5-star, meet the buyer events.
Are you DJing again?
No. No, it's a networking
Look at me.
setup. Yeah.
Is that a new path to come back to DJing?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
No. I can't do the late nights now.
Oh.
It's a young man's game, you know. An all-nighter for me is going to the bathroom 3 times in the night. Not going partying.
That's
2
my
days.
party.
Yeah.
And I'm glad there's not a queue there waiting for you.
Exactly, yeah.
Like the old
Yeah.
days.
Just the only danger I've got now is leaving the toilet seat up.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty cool, man.
So-
They have this whole history involving war, twins,
Yeah.
liquidations.
You'd never know, would you?
Yeah, no. No.
So I do. So I like this company. I used to be a client to this company through my old business. So I go every year to do these
So they
events.
know you and they hire
Well,
you.
that's why he hired me. He phoned me 4 months after I
don't believe you're
liquidated.
looking for something.
He's like, Pete, I haven't had your forms back yet for this year's event. Are you coming? Are you doing it? Because they always left me alone because
And
I'd
they say,
always go.
I don't have the company anymore.
And I said, yeah, I've got some news to tell you, mate. You know, I said I didn't want to broadcast it because of liquidation. I wasn't allowed to, but I've folded. This is the reasons, this and this. He goes,
Folded is a very
Yeah.
English expression. Folded.
yeah, folded that. Yeah.
Close it.
He said, I said to him, you've got a huge network of people, because I used to come to your events to meet your network of people. So if you hear of anyone looking for, you know, a sales guy, a sales and marketing guy, you know, hospitality manager, something like that, let me know. You know, and he goes, us. Literally, it was abrupt on the phone. He's like, us. I was like, don't think about it like Phil. You know, I said, I don't know if you can afford me, because technically it's a telesales role. And he said, come and meet with me. I'll get James, his business partner, in, his good friend as well, and we'll talk about it and we'll see what we can do. So we come to an arrangement where I've lowered what I need as an expectation, because I know what I need to pay bills, cover costs,
Sure.
and that. He's raised his expectations because he sent me the original job offer that he was about to put in the paper. So I had to say, it had all the details on it. So
Yeah.
I know he's really pushed himself to get me on. He goes, the thing is, I don't need to do anything with you, Pete, because in fact, you're better than my current guys. Not that they're not good, but you have
Are they still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said, you have the ability to talk to the business owners or the marketing directors or sales directors. You've bought the product. You've got success from the event. These guys can just say how good it is. You actually have that first experience on, and you can exemplify the money you've made. He goes, and for you, it'd be perfect. So now, 20 years on, reluctantly, if you remember, I left the CCTV telesales role, which I loved. I've got back to the job. I love telesales. I've realised that that's what I love. So I do like going out in the field and stuff, but actually, telesales is it. So I do 3 days at home, 2 in the office. This is the rub. He said, as soon as your liquidation's finished, while you're working with us, because I'm self-employed with them, we don't mind if you sell tiles. It's not a conflict for us. As long as you're honest with us and stuff, and you let us know now and again what's happening, give us
Perfect
updates.
storm.
He said, I just ask one thing, Pete. When it gets successful again, or you build up again, just give us until the next event before you leave. I said to him at the event,
So they
2 weeks
they
ago,
know that you come up with your own company.
they were talking. Yeah. I'm totally honest with them. They've been straight with me. I'm straight with them. And I was chatting to James, one of the owners, at the last event, just towards the end of the evening meal. It's all dying down. And he's like, so how's the tile business going? I said, it's good. I've got a few projects and stuff. I said, to be honest with you, how I look at it is it's an addition to what I do here. Because I actually enjoy working with you guys. And I do. It's genuine. I said, but a friend of mine said, Pete, with the tile business, why not? You've got 20 people you call your friends. I said, yeah, that's right. He goes, just work with them. Just tell them you're in business. If they give you £2,000 a year,
That's it.
how much do you need?
Start,
I went,
yeah.
I don't need that much. He goes, there you go. So that's how I form my consultancy, is on this core of my friends. And if they refer me, then it's additional.
Yeah.
And I am in the swing of it. It's manageable. and I've got time to make content. I've got time to come to LA.
So when here.
Yeah.
So when did you get started with the channel? Like
2020 lockdown.
2020.
Yeah.
Lockdown.
I got.
But you were a Slotcar racer before that?
No.
Or no? You
No,
just
not
discovered
at all.
like a thought.
How it come about is we had a showroom. I built a showroom in our kind of distribution center. I had a premises about the size of yours.
Okay.
And I had a little sort of kind of like an area over there, which is dumping ground. You know, we just put stuff there until we knew what to do with it. And I was like, well, we did a load of exhibitions and we have false walls lying around everywhere. You know, you build your stands when you go to these places. We'll use some of them walls, put them there. Let's make a small room and have a high-end showroom. Because there's not one of these high-end showrooms. It's all cheap in town. But there's people who want nice things. So I did. And we launched it on the 30th of January, 2020. And I thought we've got... Timing. Yeah, exactly. Good timing. We had the showroom as its own attraction. We had the bar in the office as its attraction.
Okay.
And we had this big open warehouse space where we had nothing there.
Slotcar track.
And I said, let's get Scalextric track in. Let's build a biggish one, temporary. We did. And it was swamped all night. And everyone was talking about it for ages. And we put it away on the shelf after the opening party. And then we were like, I'm in an hour and a couple of months later, what would get Albert for his 6th birthday? And I was thinking, let's get him a Scalextric set. You know, I'm not going to give him that one, but I can get him a new one and get him to see how he feels. Because we all got it at that age. We all got about between 5 and 9. It's when you get your first set. Yeah. And I remember mine. It lasted 10 minutes and no one knew how to do the braids and it was done.
Yeah, the reliability today is much
nicer. And that's why I started. That's how the channel started. It actually started with me doing small layouts on the table and WhatsApping the video to Albert via Vince, my brother. But Vince was saying after a few tracks, can you do it somewhere else? Because
was your brother at the UK festival?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
He's a good 3 hour drive away.
Is a twin brother too?
Pardon?
It's a twin?
No.
No?
No, we're not twins.
Okay.
No, we're definitely not twins. Okay. Some banter in that.
But I think I met your brother sometime.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
You'd remember.
Okay. Trauma.
Yeah. So but he said he's coming out of your message and going into someone else's message thinking there's Slotcars in there and there's inappropriate content in there. So can you put these videos somewhere else, please? I was like, yeah, I'll get you.
Oh, that's why the channel.
And I put it on YouTube. And I'd written Track Fans TV in the WhatsApp things, just trying to make it a little bit jazzy for him. And that's what I started doing. And I put in these tracks on YouTube, just didn't know what was going on.
And basically you do reviews, right? Reviews on cars and tracks in your channel.
Do you know what? I was thinking about this the other day and how different people lean into different types of videos. Yeah. So you take, I'm sure he won't mind me saying this, but Marty, all about tuning. Or a chat show. You know Marty for those two things.
You're a chat show. Yeah.
People have started to know me for filming events.
Okay.
Covering at race events, festivals. International slot car meets, nationals.
Great races.
Yeah. It's on the most part.
The most part.
So I like tracks. My thing is tracks, and it was a big decision to actually commit to one track now in my garage rather than mixing it up every other week. So that was a big thing, but that's why now on my weekly Sunday slot car session.
And you have a Scalextric track over there.
I've got polycar track now. I do flip between Scalextric and polycar depending on who's here or what I want to do.
Can you tell me which one is your favorite?
It's like picking your kids. So it's very difficult.
So no, I was asking about the kids. Which one is
my favorite?
the kids. Yeah, which one's your favorite?
That would be. No, they've both got their strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, they've both got qualities. Sometimes they're well hidden, but
what are their names?
Joshua and Lucas.
Okay.
And there's a minute between them. That was
a minute in between them.
That's something else. That was that session in the hospital.
God.
Well, Maria finished on maternity leave, right, on the Friday. We had a maternity appointment on the Wednesday, just to check up, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And she'd been to the hospital, I think on the Monday, to have some tests and some scans. And then we went to the meeting on the Wednesday to talk about it. And we sat down there, and she's like got a whole maternity itinerary and schedule. You know, she's thinking, right, I've got a week to do this, and then that week I want to do that, and this and that. And the doctor said, right, it's like this. And I'll be quite blunt with this, so I don't want to offend anyone, okay? But he basically said, Fatty is nicking Skinny's food in the womb, and if we don't get them out today or tomorrow, Skinny will have brain damage. So, Pete, go home, get your wife's bag. We're checking her into the ward.
Jeez.
Come back, maybe bring some food for her because the food's not up to much here. He said that about his own hospital, and it is a disaster. We're delivering today or tomorrow, depending on availability. 1 o'clock the following day, I met my kids. So she had no preparation, and for a lady who knows she's gonna have twins, is a
super young, both
mental
super
trauma.
young, right?
She didn't have the time to adjust to get into that readiness, and then because they were 2 months early, like I said at the start, she really suffered following 8 months, really bad. So, but you know, touch wood, she's through that now, and she's really positive.
Jesus, man.
Yeah,
Very intense.
you know, I've been to the war zone.
Yeah.
That is on par. Yeah. When you get those words, you think you're on autopilot for a couple of months yet, and they're like, today.
There you go.
We were planning to go for coffees after that meeting, you know, and get like a sneaky carrot cake in. No.
Oh, man.
I know. So I went home and cooked a bolognese, packed a bag, and come back to the hospital.
The hospital, yeah.
And then we met them. And because they were early, they had to go onto neonatal ward, and they were there for a month. They were in incubators for a week or two. Joshua had jaundice. He was bright yellow, like these hexagons, and it was really upsetting.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, they're here, right? The one is joined the military.
Now look at them.
Yeah, now look at them.
Yeah, now look at them. Giving me grief.
Do they enjoy Slotcars?
Do you know what? They did. They had a go. They used to watch me in the garage, pottering around, having my banter.
Do you show them in the video? Do they come to the videos with you or no?
No,
Do they
no.
shy? Never show them?
No, Lucas appears in one once as I pan around. Or I had him driving.
Okay.
We had the Skeletric jumps set up, and we were doing the red Porsche VW camper van.
Okay.
And we were trying to get it to drift.
That is not a good slot car.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why it's on the stunt track.
Okay.
And then we're doing jumps with it and seeing gradually how far we could get the jump before it smashes into the jump and stuff. This is what it's about when you're 6. You know, if you're trying to show him how you have fun with slot cars from an early age. Yeah. But no, when the lockdown finished, or actually when Rockingham Slot Car Club opened, I'd spent a year and a half watching.
How far is from your house?
It's 25 miles, takes about 35 minutes on a good stretch.
What's the name of the city that you live?
I live in Northampton.
Northampton.
It's an hour north of London, hour south of Birmingham, the second city, so sort of South Midlands.
Okay.
And
1 hour south of Birmingham.
Yeah.
Okay.
And an hour north of London, if you're on the train.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've got accessibility. So I come to Gatwick on the train. It took 2.5 hours
to go to Gaydon.
Gatwick
To
the airport.
Okay, to the airport.
Yeah.
And to go to the festival.
Yeah, I'd hired a van because we were with the Slot Brothers.
Yeah, the house.
And the house.
The house, Slot Brothers and the house. Two brands there.
We got in there within 10 minutes. We broke out the Skeletric Platinum Pro, and we're setting up the track in there. I need to release that. It's a good video.
That train that comes out of London to go to
Oxford or Banbury.
No, to Gaydon, to Warwick.
Oh, you went to Warwick, yeah.
Yeah, I stay in Warwick and then I Uber to that train comes. I need to pick up that train on Friday so I can get there on Monday. Yeah. It's horrible, man.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that I got COVID 3 times there.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. Oh, was that you?
I got double COVID on there. On my way back. My way back was worse. Oh my god.
Yeah,
but I enjoy a lot. Going there, meeting people. I like the people there. It's great.
It's such a good fun. Yeah. It's such a even.
I got lost in the accents several times. I went to with a friend to have dinner in a coffee house, and then the woman stops at the door, and there's this big party going on, and she say, "Are you here for dinner?" And I say, "No, I thought it was the party. There's a woman named Dina." But no, she was asking if I was there for dinner.
Oh, lady.
Gina, I don't know any
Yeah.
Gina lady.
Yeah,
But
where's
I'm here for
Gina?
Gina.
Yeah.
Who is Gina? I don't know. I just want to eat.
Who is it?
Who is it? And there's this big party that I knew that it was a woman. I mean, I thought, okay, that is probably Gina, and she wants me to join. No, it's Gina. I have my
Gina.
fun. I have my fun. Talking a little, turning this conversation to Slotcars.
Yeah. So
I noticed, and it's not a critique, but I noticed that everybody who has a channel, and I'm not trying to generalize in
no,
that,
of course.
they go to one level of thing, and I see a lot of new people trying to do reviews and tuning, and they kind of just started. And for
Yeah.
us who have a little bit more experience, it's just like, no, don't do that, don't do that.
Yeah.
Do you risk yourself to give opinions on not only
Absolutely.
yeah.
Oh yeah. It's no secret. I got into a little bit of hot water with Skeletric just about a couple of weeks ago.
Oh really?
Yeah. I mean, I had it wrong.
Okay.
Okay, so let me get that out there first, because Skeletric watch what we do,
Okay.
and they'd released the promotion for socks, and I thought it was a bad idea to give socks away with
I saw
Slotcars.
that. Yes.
And I'd made some sweeping accusations from a business marketing point of view that it wasn't a great
It's
idea.
not an accusation. I can
And-
reinforce that. It was a bad idea.
Yeah, and I explained it to
horrible.
them. I explained it on air after I got in trouble. I explained it on air. Now I had a meeting with them online in the boardroom,
Okay.
and I'd say, and they told me they didn't make the socks. They were donated by a motorsport clothing production company to promote what they do.
Yeah,
So
but
I said, okay, well look, now
the
I
message
know.
was not well delivered. It's not
Yeah.
your fault. Why you have to give explanation? Are you supported by them? Are you sponsored by them?
They send me stuff to review and have a look
but
at.
that's supposed to.
And
do
he
that.
said, we want you to disagree with us or say your opinion on things. He said, but if you've got like this sort of situation, just give us a ring and find out what the origins are, what our feeling behind it. And I said, you're absolutely right.
Pete, no, they are
So-
not, Pete. Pete, if they're
Yeah,
not
'cause that's
communicating,
like
Pete,
someone
that's
who-
my way of viewing it. If they're not communicating correctly, everybody can have an
Yeah.
opinion. So I'm not gonna call up Scholastic to say, "Harvey, oh, what do you mean by giving socks? Oh, the socks come from motorsport." Come on,
Yeah.
come on, and look,
So I do say what I think.
come on, the people get offended too easy.
I've upset a lot of people on the channel. Not in a bad way. I mean, I give them a month and they're back. It dissipates. But I might have said something like, for instance, here's one that you guys will all get behind. Last week when we were doing Shenanigans, which you came on. It's nice to have your company. Thanks for that.
Okay.
I'd had the flag, the American flag,
Yes,
wrapped
I
around
remember
me.
that.
'Cause,
And then you throw away.
And then I said, I'll put it down there for the
I
moment.
noticed when you did that. I noticed that people go out.
Anyway, so bear in mind I'm the biggest patriot on the face of the earth with the St George's Cross flag. No colours touch my floor. I've got like boxes down here. You're a bit like you got, like stuff down there. So I'm just like, put that there. A few people have like messaged me going, did you just throw that flag on the floor? Americans.
I noticed right away when you did that.
And on the Sunday, I was like, hey, guys, I've fought for my colours. I'm not going to chuck yours on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop short of actually proving there's boxes on it.
I swear to you, when you did that, I noticed that somebody would get offended.
Yeah, so you can be offended by me, but unless you talk to me about how I offended you and understand it, you will continue to be offended.
People get offended too.
So, life's too short.
Yeah.
If you've been through some experiences or been around people who've had life-threatening, changing experiences, life is too short. Just call us up and say, what's that about? Like, he won't have a problem with this because I'm going to mention his channel if that's all right. But Joe at Iris Carrera,
Okay.
I constantly have banter on my channel because he has some German flags on his wardrobes and stuff.
Okay.
And I'm like, we've got to deal with them German flags, And he wrote to me on email. He did the right thing. And he said, Pete, is there an issue with the flags?
Okay.
And I wrote back to him and said, no.
It's just a
I
joke.
said, for English people, anything
Yeah.
French and anything German is fair game. And for German people, anything English or anything Dutch is fair game. I said, it's just banter that we have between it. There's nothing in it. I said,
people
so he
need to
goes,
slow down.
I thought as much, but I
Mike-
just wanted to check. And he took the time to check. So he's no longer offended because he sorted out. Some people just love to be offended and now use that.
But
and
then
they're
you
like
get
the
offended.
Daily Mail.
But you get offended without knowing. It's kind of weird. Michael is staying with me, and so many German jokes. You can't imagine. You can't imagine. Poor
He's
guy.
good for it though.
Poor,
I love
yeah,
this.
he plays. He plays.
We're
That's
talking
fine.
about Nemus.
Michael Nemus. Yeah. Such a big huggy bear.
So yeah,
right?
so I have fun, and I am who I am, and I might break an egg to make an omelette, so why not?
But don't get bothered about
people offend me sometimes.
Really don't get bothered about big companies and vendors and manufacturers, because you're doing them a favor. If they send you a car, don't feel obligated to make a video, because they're not paying you to do it. Only if they pay you to do it, then you're okay. But
that's the payment, the free car.
Yeah, that's no.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Okay, tell me more.
Tell you. I will tell you. The simple fact that you guys came here to help me to cover my event. You'll notice that in any time I ask you for something specific, I just want you guys to enjoy, because
like coffees.
No, they enjoy the event. I never ask anything specific. So cover this and cover that.
Yeah.
Because you're here as a guest, and what I could do is help a little bit here and there, with a little bit of the accommodation, a little bit of... that's the way I helped you guys to come here, because you're my guests.
Yeah.
So I'm not paying you. At the time that I'm paying you, we're going to have a script. So look, Pete, I need you to cover this and this and
absolutely,
this.
Yeah.
I need you to come doing this and this and this. So if the guy sends you a car, don't feel obligated to make a video, and don't feel like this is a payment. A $60, £60 car is not a payment. What you do is much more valuable than anything. There is way more valuable than anything. There's like 5 guys, maybe 4 of the top guys who can have a popular channel like you. There's only a few that have the same charisma as you. And
thank you.
Look, next time that you're here, is the same thing that happened to Travis. Travis, when he came here to cover this.
That's a good point that you mentioned. 2 years. That's the sweet spot. That's what we said.
No, but that's the thing. When he came here for the first time, I figured out a way to help him with me and Mauricio. We found a way to help him with the airfare. With him staying here, but we didn't pay him. We invited him to come and do whatever he wanted. If he does something, if he posts something, that's a favor he's doing for us.
Yeah,
he's reciprocating the favor. But now I understand that Travis became very popular, and as a store, as a company, as a commercial, as a retailer, I need to pay that guy to help to promote it, and that's why we couldn't come to an agreement for him to be this year. So next year, when you come here again, you already had the experience. You only come in again here to cover the event if I pay you. So companies need to say that those influencers are not freebies. They do a lot of work. They invest a lot of money. They have a better communication than them, because if they're doing free socks, they cannot even communicate that. So
this is one thing I've said about the whole... do we call it an industry or a hobby? I don't know now.
It's an industry. It's an industry.
People
making money of it.
I've said that, and I might be wrong in other countries, but definitely in England, there's no one selling the product. There's a lot of people marketing the product, but nobody's actually going around to stores or going around to places, creating opportunities and space to say, let's get some product there. Whether it's sale or return, whether it's you buy a small inventory, heavily discounted, we weigh you back when you've sold. No one's actually going out and saying, how about the business? They're showing pretty pictures of cars and doing nice shorts and doing little posts.
Is it hard to get product?
What, to buy it?
To buy it? Only online, right?
Hobby stores normally will stock a Skeletric, because it's the UK brand. People don't even know what the word Slotcar is.
Synonymous of the brand.
Carrera,
sure.
Because that lends itself to a wider, more...
mix of cars, different
toy
toys.
home market. The Scale Auto are in the same class as car.
The home series.
Yes,
not the R, the H.
Sorry, the H. Yeah. So most of it's done online or at swap meets, like where we
UK Festival.
Yeah. And people go to swap meets because you can buy other brands, NSR, Scale Auto.
If I need a Scaletric set today in London, where do I go?
Sorry, say again.
If I need a Scaletric set in London, where do I go? Do they have in stores?
Yeah, they will have some stock in different stores. Yeah,
like
you
hobby
won't
shops.
get a full.
But there is no clubs selling like Slotcars stores.
No, because over in England, they have to buy it to stock it. The brands haven't got the tenacity to give you I don't know, £20,000 worth of kit, and then do a monthly invoice on what you sell. They've not got the cash flow to bankroll that.
The consignment is very difficult on this part, especially on things that can get damaged and return it.
Yeah.
And I think for that we have the internet now. You can get a good set on Amazon, or you can get a Pendle who is very close, right?
Let me tell you about this. So Scalextric give me a discount code to promote to people of 5%, which is TrackFans TV.
Okay.
However, they're continuously over 15% discount on their website. Yes. So it falls down on deaf ears. So I spoke to the marketing team about it. I said, look, there's nothing going on here. I can't make money through this. Not that I'm going to get rich. I appreciate that. Yeah. He said, well, what you need to do then, Pete, is maybe do affiliate links via Amazon. And go on Amazon, and they've got a Scalextric store. They've got a Scalextric store, and directs, when you click on buy now, you end up on their store in their checkout. So it's like a link through. So now, if you look at my descriptions of the last 3 months versus videos and lives, it will have buy the set, and you've got affiliate links, Amazon affiliate links. So, it swings and roundabouts.
I'm gonna shut my mouth because I'm gonna start to be in trouble.
That's all right.
When you cut the cameras, I'm gonna tell a couple of stories.
Yeah. This podcast will be my career, and then it'll be finished.
we need to understand that those guys, they are big companies. They have a lot of financial, not issues or trouble, but they have a lot of financial topics to get around. And they do what they can do.
I think out of all the companies, the two companies I feel get it in terms of how to push the product and be successful is Slotcars and NSR.
Yeah, Scale
do you know why?
Scale is coming strong.
Oh, sorry, and Scale. Yeah, sorry, I beg your pardon. And exactly because they're not just a store. They're doing events. They're running tours. Maurizio kindly
was here.
I wrote to him last July and said, Maurizio, obviously we've met a few times at 24-hour Le Mans and here and Gaydon and whatever. So, humbly, I'm going to ask you this. Have you got any track that's ex-demo, ex-exhibition, ex-show that you can, donate for very little money? Because I have literally less than that at the time. And he's like, what do you want? And I said, well, I don't know. He goes, well, do a track plan, let me know. And I sent him a track plan, and he donated it. He gave me the track, a polycar track.
Very well.
And I said to him, it will be on my show. It was when I was going static, like no more chopping, changing. Going to have the track, and then going to lead into doing scenery videos as well as track.
There you have your supporter. There you have the company that you want to support.
I had a nice conversation with him yesterday, because you don't get 2 minutes with him in England because everyone wants his time.
So celebrity,
so
right
to
there.
Have 10, 15 minutes.
People ask, can you believe that? People ask to take pictures with me.
Yeah.
I tell him, he doesn't believe it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So ridiculous.
It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Yeah.
But yeah, lovely fella. And I said to him, it will be promoted through the channel. And then it was nice because he did that for me last year. And I was walking.
And the track is great, by the way.
Thank you.
No, the track, the product, the polycar track.
Oh, the poly, yes. Yeah, really good. And I got it specifically why I wanted that one, because when you do club racing on plastic, it's Ninko, and it's got the texture, and I want to have the same feeling. I'm not. It's not big enough to really practice on, but it's enough just to see how the car feels, tunes, corners.
Yeah.
And I was walking past Maurizio yesterday, and I'd overheard him talking with his wife to another chap saying, oh, we're doing our bathroom later in the year. And I thought, I can pay this guy back because he's going to need tiles, and that's what I do.
You don't need to think that.
So I pulled him aside. We're having a chat. I said, look, I couldn't help overhearing you saying about the tiles. And he said, yeah. And I said, look, if you want, I deal with Italy, Spain, Portugal. What I pay is you pay. Said, you help me out and you'll never know what that meant to me. And he's like, my daughter-in-law works for Atlas Concord, a factory. I said, I know them. I do business with them. They're great products. So you're actually getting a good thing. He said, well, we're only 20 minutes away from there. He said, you should visit if you come. I was like, I do go there. I am coming. So,
nice.
So he was all right with the tiles, but it was just nice to be able to offer a favour in return. He did something that he didn't need to do.
But Pete, same thing I told Travis. You guys are influencers. You don't.
It feels weird hearing that because we're just having fun.
you don't own anything. Like if I need to promote a business, if I need to promote a new car, I will come to you as you receive my media emails. Like
Yeah.
I got a lot of media press release of stuff that we do here.
I like that. Keep it coming.
No, yes, and every time that you put out, it's commercially good for us.
Yeah,
not helps. It's a lot of help, because you have a popular channel, you have a popular face, and if you have my product in your hand, that's value to me. So what's the difference? Explain to me what's the difference to put a product in your hand and make a video that 5,000 people watch, or pay $1,000 to put an ad on a magazine. What's the difference?
That you hope someone looks at and sees that page and digests it.
And why I'm paying 1,000 and just sending you a free car? What's the difference? Why I shouldn't pay 1,000 too? How many people can reach? How many people in that small niche you can reach directly? Because who subscribes to your channel is interested in Slotcars.
Yeah.
On the magazine, we don't know. We don't know if the people could just watch.
No, you have to put
it's a
in
hobby.
Ring Trudy, so you know the inquiry come from that publication.
So what you guys need to have in mind is that you guys put a lot of work to put this content out, even if it's a banter or just a chat or just following an event. You're there, you're paying hotel, you're paying airfare.
Yeah.
You're here, away from your kids, away from your wife. So this is valuable, and you cannot.
It's an opportunity.
You cannot do stuff just for a car.
It's an opportunity as well, though. Don't forget, because not only am I having a break, because I seldom take a break, being full on all the time. Having a break, I'm meeting new friends. I'm having a race, what I enjoy to do. I'm spending time with my brothers, Rahul and Massimo. Shane
You got to know me better. That's also
exactly.
There you go.
And I got to walk up Electric Avenue yesterday.
Electric Alley.
Oh, sorry, Electric Avenue. We're going to rock on too.
That's a mock for Gasoline Alley in Indianapolis.
Okay, so I got to put my merch store card on everyone's pit box. So, shameless promotion, but it gave me that opportunity to influence some Americans.
I saved some for me. I have some there. I'm going to keep it.
So, no, thank you for the opportunity. You think I'm doing you a favour. I think you're doing me a favour.
No, we're both helping each other, but me as a reseller, as a retailer, and as a distributor, I want to compensate you more. And if I was a manufacturer, I need to compensate way more than a car. That's
this is great, because we've never actually had a decent conversation together.
Yeah, so I was running. I was with the camera in your hand doing
I'll podcast you in a minute and find out about your life.
We can have a deeper chat, maybe in your channel. We can do online, but it's very good. It's very good to have you here. I hope you enjoy the weekend.
It's been amazing.
I hope you've
done such a good show. Got all of you guys, Carlos, Kristen, Mark, John, Robert. Sorry, Robert doesn't work here. John, you're all pulling together. It's like one team, one dream. The electric dream.
We're getting
See
there.
what I did there?
we're getting there. As a team, we're getting there.
But Rome weren't built on a day. It takes time, and it takes you finding what in an event like this, right? I love this. I call it the baptism of fire. You find out what people are really strong at and what they're not really strong at. And then you can adjust it afterwards, and you can put them into positions. I'm
gonna tell you a secret. Yesterday, John freaked us out. Did you see that?
You didn't expect it.
He tried to get a wave out of the bleacher?
Yeah,
did you see that? Oh my God! In the middle of the race, he started yelling at everybody, "Let's do a wave! Let's do a wave!" Did you see that?
And
we never saw John in that position. It was just like me and him. What the hell's going on? We're just like, oh my God!
Tell me you filmed that.
Unbelievable.
Excellent.
Did you enjoy your short visit to the museum?
Yes.
Oh my God! Yes. What is that, right?
Fantastic, because I know about European slot cars. I don't know about American history at all. So it's nice you got a combination of the roots of where slot cars come from. Of course, it's Electric back in the day, and how you were trying to. The message that I got was how slot cars come in, then they become very race orientated, then they dissipated away from shops and stuff because people got disillusioned with it, and the packaging deteriorated to being just boring, like
what we have
today. There's your slot car in an unexpiring box,
and they used to be like that.
And now how like Revo and nice. Oh yeah, with the slides into each other. Fantastic.
So Look at the picture, the design, the fonts.
And it gives you the slot.
Slotted to put the guide in. Yeah, and this slotted. This is a reproduction. We might sell it here. It was sent to this guy's an artist, and this is a reproduction of the original box. And if you go to the museum, you see so many of the original ones, and the display cases, and the original artwork.
And
Everything
got the Bugatti
is there.
in there.
The Bugatti,
the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail. You can buy as I told you in your life, you can buy a very good used Honda Civic with that Bugatti slot car.
Yeah, that's right. And also as well, in addition to all of that, and meeting Scott and Philippe as well, the brains behind it, he's got a fantastic historic book that he did that you can get from Electric Dreams.
Yeah.
Really encyclopedic
Slot
book.
car dreams.
It was nice to see his one-to-one garage as well, because I like motorbikes. I grew up with bikers. My parents were bikers. You know, that's probably why I went to DJ and dance music, because I grew up on rock music, and this was for me that they didn't understand. You know, rebellion. But he's got a chopper in there, custom chop with the American flag
on it.
I've made it. I'm going to make a short on it. I hope that's okay.
But the book was almost 15 years in the making. Philippe, who is the curator of the museum, and with Scott, they bought all that collection, and all the pictures that you see on that book is from pieces from the museum. Yeah. And it actually explains brand by brand. It's kind of a Bible of slot cars.
Yeah, exactly. It's impressive, which is why I wanted to mention it. Yeah, really good. Check it out.
What about the race? What were your thoughts on the race?
Race was good.
Race was good.
Yeah, I love your track. Track is good. I'm not a massively experienced racer either. I mean, everyone,
especially wood, that you don't have that many.
Racing, everyone thinks I go into race events all the time, and I'm like experienced. I've done like I think this was my 5th competitive race.
Okay.
You know, and then the other ones are like the Polycar race at Gaydon, or when the GT3 comes to Rockingham because of my transport situation. I've got to stay local, so I would do that one, or my favourite class to race is Brooklands pre-war. Like pre-1940, so your Alfa Romeo 8Cs.
Class to race. I thought it was track to race.
Yeah, so Did
you see the new GP30 from Scale Auto? The new class? The GP 124th?
That's pretty cool.
Kind of cool, right? Yeah.
Mas, Rahul and I have got to talk to you about that afterwards.
That's a cool car, man, yeah.
We've been plotting something, but we'll say no more.
Okay, yeah, talk to me. Peter, thank you very much for coming, man.
You're welcome.
I know it's a long flight.
11 hours.
I'm not taking for granted you guys coming here and enjoying the event. For us, it was a lot of work. It was a vision that started 3 years ago, but this year when we want to push the envelope in a lot of things.
We sold out. Congratulations.
Months ago, yeah. Besides the race, we apply ourselves a lot on the broadcasting.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that's the best
race
ever
set a standard.
Shot.
That's what you've done, is you've set a standard. And, you set a standard I can't get to in England because I haven't got the money for all the tech. But what you've created here is my ultimate goal to create in the UK is multi-camera. You have 2 commentators, which would be me and someone, and you see
the best
you
ones,
talk through it
the
all.
best
you have
commentators.
The scores on there. You have like the lineup. You interims with Mark, or my, as I call them, on-site correspondents. You remember?
Did you notice the suit that
given me?
Did you notice the suit that he was wearing?
Yeah,
that's a reference from Andy Granatelli.
Yeah, I had him explain it on the live yesterday.
The STP suit. Yeah, that's huge for us because that represents a lot. As you know, we're very connected to the Indy guys and even the Formula 1 guys. So we try to reach the history and use the reference for people who is really into it. So that gives us value on what we're doing. Yeah. So whoever who catch the reference, they know.
Yeah. You've set a standard. You've set the bar, and the bar is high.
And I need to give credit to that guy. That guy took the torpedo.
Which one?
That one, right there. Yeah.
That's Carlos in
the wings. He only works half the time here. Half of his life during the week.
What was it, Mark? He calls it his
jobby.
Jobby. That's right. I was going to say Fobby for a second.
But I need to give credit to Carlos because
he worked like a dog all weekend. He
captured my vision. He knew. He got his creative insights on it too, and he made it happen. I didn't touch one single camera. I didn't touch I was there measuring cables and ordering cables, but I don't know what's what's happening on those black magic switchers. I don't know if the terminal mark will do here. Don't know. I know what I want, but I don't know. And he cashed the torpedo and did it. Thank you.
Yeah, he's set a standard of that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
You know, no one does that thing at these race events. I'm the only guy who ever turns up with like cameras with a view to share the event of the wider audience.
Yeah.
So that is exactly where I need to be.
And you can imagine half of the time he was drunk.
Yeah. Did you notice that?
I
wish.
Yeah. Shots.
Pete, thank you very much. All right.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Your hospitality. Track fans!